Hi, my name's David Long. I lived in Joplin all my life. I lost my home at 2419 and a half South Connor. Um, it was total devastation. Everything that I knew and had was gone in a blink of an eye. I wasn't at home, luckily, or I would have been dead. I was with my dog driving on Connor, going towards my home. I got to 21st and Connor, and my dog started going crazy. And I just pulled over to see what was going on with him. Actually disciplining. And I looked back out my driver's side window, and a tree had came down. I looked to the front of me, and a tree came down in front of me. The tree was already down beside me, and it started moving towards my car. It hit my car, flattened my tires, put a dent in my fender, but I'm alive. And my dog helped save my life. I say that to this day. It's hard. And I went back that same day on 4 flats, drove down 26th Street, found a place to park, walked into my house, walked over people. They were deceased, of course, and I had a leash on my dog, and he kept trying to stop and smell the people, and I just had to jerk him and make him come along with me. I couldn't even recognize my street. I didn't even know where my house was. I had to look for landmarks, and there was no landmarks to be found. The only thing I seen was my back wall of my house. I walked to the house, walked around, and there was nothing. It was just total chaos. Everything was gone. I don't wish this on anybody. And I just didn't know what to do. It's the first time in my life I'd been without to know what I was going to do next or where I was going to go. I called family members, and most of them didn't want to be bothered because they had trouble of their own at the time because of the storm. And other family members just asked what they wanted me to do about it. I told them, I said nothing, but actually I just wanted a little sympathy, you know. I ended up driving around. First night I stayed in my car because I didn't have no place to go. Second night I ended up at night church in Joplin, Missouri, and they treated me better than my own family did. I came in covered in mud, soaked to the bone with rain, with a little white dog with me on a leash. They took me and my dog in the first night. After that, I had to find a place for my dog, but I was there a good week before I actually found me another home and got it. It's at 1212 Wisconsin. And if it wasn't for Pastor Heath, I wouldn't have that home. And I told him right then and there I wanted to adopt him because he's a good man, very good man. And everybody else at our church are the best. As far as my house goes, I can honestly say I'm doing better now, actually, than before the storm. I don't know what else there is for me to say. So, I'm here.
We're out here at 2019 Delaware here in Joplin, and I'm with Audra and her dog Iko. And she just had an amazing, remarkable story of the night when the tornado hit. And I'm just going to let her share a little bit about what happened that night. So walk us through the events that evening.
Well, I was supposed to work that night, and I had actually way overslept my alarm. And I woke up to the tornado sirens, so I grabbed my dog and I went to the bathroom and tried to pull him in the bathtub with me. And he wouldn't come because he was freaking out, so he was just sitting in the bathroom next to me. And then the tornado hit, and I really thought that I had lost him because all the stuff started falling on the bathtub, and I could tell that my house was hit. And whenever I got out, I looked around and saw that the whole house was gone, and there was a bunch of debris piled up next to the bathroom where he had been, and so I thought he was dead underneath all of that.
Does he look like he has a scratch on it?
No, somehow we both made it out without a scratch.
So I heard that night you're a nurse,
Uh-huh.
and so you had to report and leave like right after this happened.
Yeah.
And so you weren't able to find him.
No, I looked for him for a few minutes and called for him, but I mean, there's just like 5 foot of stuff piled up where he should have been. So, yeah, I had to go to work, but when we came back in the morning, I really expected to find him dead, and he was just sitting here.
Kind of like this.
Yep, just sitting here like this.
And then
So.
did I hear that like some rescue workers had seen him?
Yeah, my neighbors across the street told me that the rescue workers had been trying to get him to come to them all night, and they were trying to take him to animal control, and he was refusing to go. So he was just hanging out here waiting for me.
He knew you'd be back for him.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over here. I want to show this. This has not been like the debris removal has not come through here. This is what actually happened the night of the storm, and I just cannot believe that we walked away. Let's go back here. We'll take it back to the bathroom. You can stop
Right there, and like I said, there was a bunch of stuff piled up here. My kitchen had kind of shifted back, and so I climbed out of the bathroom and out of the bathtub, and I was looking for him and couldn't find him. I thought he was dead under all this stuff.
You guys are both miraculous. Here's, see, your house is kind of all back here, it looks like.
Yeah.
And there's no, said she had some walls that were kind of piled up here a little bit, but I mean, this is the bathtub where it set, and she was in there, and somehow, in the process of that, he got out, and maybe when the wall broke away or something, he got out and he found safety. But oh my goodness! So this is just one of the many stories, like I've been sharing with you guys, where just a wall or that one spot that people went to find cover was the one spot that was safe, and remarkably enough, I mean, this is beyond anything I've seen yet, and just the fact that, I mean, were you even scratched, or?
No, I wasn't hurt at all. He wasn't hurt at all. Yeah, I know that's the only way we made it out.
This is by far one of the most miraculous stories I've seen yet. You are blessed, and God's got something for your life, and for Iko as well. I'm just amazed that both of you are unscratched. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
We were getting ready to go to church, and we were driving down 7th Street to Pitcher Avenue, and we were going to pick up my mother-in-law. And it was just a warning. We didn't really think nothing of it, but I kept telling my husband, I don't want to go to church. I want to go home. He says, no, you have to go with me. Well, we picked her up. She got in the car. We went to church. We were in the auditorium, and there was probably about 50 of us, and we were waiting for everything to start. Blenville Christian Church. And we were waiting for things to start, and all of a sudden the sirens went off, and my minister said, get down in the basement. We all went down in the basement, and we covered up, and about a minute or two later, all this glass was coming in and everything, and then we waited down there, and about 10 minutes later, he said, you guys can come back up. And when we got up, the whole sanctuary's gone. The only thing that's left is a little wall and a cross from the baptistry. People were really scared, not knowing what to do, not knowing, we had a lady in our church that was frantic. She couldn't get a hold of her husband to see if her kids were okay. We had people walk in. We had the news team there. It was pretty scary, and then you go home and you realize my house wasn't that bad, but as you go drive down 20th, it's heart-wrenching to see all the people that are without homes. They walked out of it with just their clothes, So I'm just thankful that the Lord, let me still have my family, and, it could have been a lot worse. I mean, I know it was bad, but it could have been a lot worse.
Were you hurt? Okay.
I have a friend who was in the bathroom when it happened, and she was getting ready to put her shoes on and get in the car and go down to church. And they told her that if she'd been in the car, she'd been dead. And her whole house is gone. They found her car in her living room. And I understand people need things to live, but, they're only possessions. You can replace a house, you can replace furniture, but you can't replace loved ones. And I believe fully that if it wasn't for Jesus Christ, we wouldn't be here. this church that I'm in right now, the Ignite Church, I mean, without them, you know, we'd be at my house, but we wouldn't be able to cook. We wouldn't be able to eat. I mean, they've given us clothes, food. They've given us shelter. They've given us love and hope to know that there's a future coming on. I mean, I just feel, you know, without you guys, it wouldn't be as good as it is. So I just praise the Lord for you guys for being there and for what the community's doing for everybody. Well, I'm hoping to get my car fixed and to go back to our house and just, you know, rebuild and help people who are in need, you know. It's time to band together and help each other out.